Hey guys, I got my sunglasses on because I'm going to talk about this some more. This murder that happened and what happened to me. Okay, I might tear up a little bit. Uh, I might, I might, and I'm going to smoke. Might be this little marijuana. You see, this is how it comes in a prescription bottle. It's all labeled. Pharmacies, the pharmacist, the real pharmacist, one that could work in CVS if you wanted to, and that's what it is. It's labeled, and in Connecticut, it's legal for me at least. Is what happened to me. And I'm going to describe what happened to me now. Now I'm going to describe what happened to Matthew Margolies because I read the report. I'm one of the only civilians to ever read the report on the Margolies murder. I'm going to tag this one too. This is important now to me. I'm going to do something right in my life. I've done everything wrong. It's time to do something right. I looked at the man in the mirror. It's time to do something from the beginning to the end. Get it done. I fucked up so much. Here we go. Larry Conju. He's the name of the guy who did it to me. He lived in the neighborhood I lived in. We both moved from a place called Chickahominy, which is not really on the map. If you look at some addresses there, the addresses are there on the map, but the people that lived there, they never lived at those addresses. Like they were born in Greenwich, but they never lived in those addresses. Some of my friends. Those addresses sort of don't, the people and the addresses don't exist, don't match. Anyway, I don't know why it doesn't have its own zip code, but it's called Chickahominy. It's behind Wendy's on the Post Road. This is in Greenwich, Connecticut, on the Post Road. Behind Wendy's, the Shell Station, Harold Avenue, Jerry Street, Hamilton Avenue, St. Rox, Lion Avenue, Holly Hill Lane. Okay, that's about all there is. Fox Lane. If you find any of those roads, that's all in there. That's called Chickahominy. If you look up names that were born there, if you know any names that were born there, lived there, anyone, just look them up, see if they had an address there. So all you do know is there exists any addresses they ever had, anything else. See if they had an address there. I don't know. Anyway, up to you. But Larry Conju lived out on Alexander Street. He moved to Glenville, or he moved to 5 Greenway, where Matt was found, near where Matt was found. He lived, which is his house is right above where Matt was found, above on a hill top, above, through the woods. If you look through the woods, you can practically see the river through the woods that Matt was fishing on. I used to fish the very spot that Matt fished on, just below the waterfalls, where Cento at the Mill is. I used to work at that place. But I used to fish that very same spot when I was young. When I was like 13, I'd take my bike from Pemberwick. I moved to Pemberwick same year that Larry moved from Chickahominy. I lived in Chickahominy. I moved to Pemberwick. Everyone knows Pemberwick. That's on the map. It has its own zip code. I forget what it is. 0683 something. 31, I think. Anyway. But, anywho, I moved over there. So, I lived south of Larry, directly south. Matt lived in Glenville, almost directly north of Larry. Larry was right in the middle. And me and Matt both fished that same area. So Matt had been scoping out Matt for a while because, you see, Matt didn't just fish that part of the river probably because his grandfather died. It was a good spot to fish. That's why he knew that spot. I knew that spot too. There were a lot of bass in there. Stripers, striped bass, not stripers. Stripers in the ocean, but striped bass. You could just use your lure, and take your pliers and let them out. You didn't need worms or any of that. It was a great spot. In fact, a friend of mine, Alfred D'Antorno, taught me that spot. He showed me that spot for the first time. Anyway, Matt probably discovered it. It's right down below the waterfall, so the water's fresh. So it's the best place, the best part of the water, best place to catch the bass, a little below the waterfalls there. Anyway, the water's clean. Anyway, what happened to me was, Larry, it was very hot. I went back to see my friends in Chickahominy that summer. See, I was going from Hamilton Avenue on to Western Junior High School. So between in that summer, in June, all my friends were from Chickahominy. So I didn't met anybody and my sister was going on to Glenville for 2 more years before she went to, so she was going to have the most changes. At least my friends would be in Western with me. We'd all go from Chickahominy and Hamilton Avenue School to Western. So I was lucky. So, but in the meantime, I wanted to hang out with my friends, and my sister did too. So we'd go across the post road together, where there was the old Garbos, if anyone remembers. If anybody that lives here anymore remembers. And we'd go across the 500 building, 500 West Putnam, which is directly across from Garbos. Whatever it is now, Garbos, I don't know. We cut through the office park with our bikes, right across, down, boom, and end up across the street. Once we got across the post road together, my mom said we could split up. Well, my sister went one way, up Post Road toward Harold Avenue. I went straight up through the parking lot of the 500 building, a little trail there, rode up through the trail, on up St. Rock's into the Hamilton Avenue School where they're doing sports. All my friends are there doing their sports stuff like I like to do. All different sports equipment they had, different games for the kids. It was a community thing. Brenda just offered it for free for kids who couldn't go to camp or anything, couldn't afford it. And they needed something to do with their parents were working in the summer. So it was a great thing. Anyway, I was up there probably a week or two into the summer and after school got out when one day Larry Conju, who this was all premeditated, he asked me, he was scoping me out. He asked me 2 years in advance. I never thought to tell this to the detectives. But he asked me 2 years in advance, have I ever had a wet dream? I said, no. I didn't even know what that was at 10 years old. I've never had one to this day. Now I think I know what it is. It's when you sort of dream and you have sort of, boy, you let loose in the bed. It's kind of odd. Anyway, it's never happened to me ever once, so I was still not having any idea what that is. Because he did. Anyway, that was 2 years in advance of what happened to me. 3 years in advance. And then I guess he was watching me. He knew me through someone named John. That's the only way he ever met me. I knew John, and John knew him. And John knew he was no good. Everybody knew he was no good. And I gave him sort of a chance. Like, I didn't know better. I was only 13, you know? Only 13. Anyway, he came up to the park one day where I was playing, the Hamilton Avenue School, and I guess he was watching me. He didn't even go there. Somehow he was following me around. He knew where I was. He asked my sister where I was going to be that day. He met her on the street. Going, and he wasn't interested in her. No, he was interested in a little boy. And he asked her where I was, and she told him. She didn't know better either. And she was only 11. So he was like 17 already. He went up to the school, I guess, and he asked me if I wanted cold Coke, cold soda. It's hot out. It was hot out. June in New England. It's hot. Yeah, hot and sweaty. I'm playing around. I said no. Because I knew he was a bully already. He bullied me around on the football field when we played football. Well, anyway, long story short, 3 times a lady asked me the third time, cold Coke on a cold soda on a hot day. It's afternoon, it's 3 or 4 all day long. I'm about to leave anyway. All right, Larry. I thought we were going to a store down the corner where there's like a Thai. There's a Thai place there, little Thai or something or other, on the corner on St. Rock's. There used to be a store there. Delis always there were. Well, I thought we're going down the store. We call it the corner store. We're going down to the corner store. And we took a left. Instead of going down St. Rock's to the store, we took a left to down Alexandria. I said, "Where are you going, Larry?" He said, "We're going to go get soda to the workers. My dad leaves soda for the workers there, so we can get it there for free." Anyway, he says, he opens the door. We drive down the side of the driveway, down the back of the place. It's a basement apartment. It's getting renovated, he said. So I open he goes, go on in, look for the soda. So I open the door. He's behind me. The door's open. So I open the door, and it's all sheetrocked, everything, tiles. I still remember exactly how it was. Anyway, he takes me in. I go into he goes, look for the soda. So I go in the first room, scan the room. No soda. Take a right, go next room. No soda. Go to the bathroom, no soda, and there's just a basement area. I realized suddenly I'm in trouble. I got me and the biggest bully in town between me and the door. And before I could even do anything, when I realized I was in trouble, smashing my head into a pile of tiles, knocking me out, shaking me awake, smashing my head into another pile of tiles, shaking me awake. dragging me into another room. I can remember this all later. This happened in a flash. This all happened faster than I can say it. Dragged me through around out of the bathroom, around through the one room into the next room, outside door to my left, but right into a basement area. A rolled up carpet on the ground. He cut my knee with glass on the way, on the knee. Still a scar to this day. I can show you 2 scars. And from there, you know, he said lay down, go get on the carpet, lay down. All right. Then he straddled me, stabbed me 5 times in the back with a framing nail. They didn't go that deep. The detective said later that if they went deep enough, they would have killed me. Each one was a fatal wound if it went deep enough. After that, he asked me to pull down my pants, and the doctor said he would have been asking a dead boy to pull down his pants. Maybe doing the thing with a dead boy, with a dead kid. Anyway, after that, he got up. After he said pull down your pants, I knew what he wanted to do, and I'd be dead after that. Well, the killer be killed instinct went into effect right away. There was no fight or fight because he was going to check the only entrance. There was only one way out. All right? There was a drill plugged in. I was going to use it on him when he came back, running back through the entranceway into the basement area. I was going to use it on him, right in the groin. I'm glad I didn't have to. The people that lived upstairs came home with their groceries, and he couldn't, neither one of us could finish the other guy off. And right now, this day, you know who he'd probably be dead? Probably Larry. He'd be the dead one. I mean, I was pretty athletic. I had a plan. He didn't plan any of it really that well. But my killer be killed instinct came over me. I was brave then, and I'm brave now. I was all alone. No one helped me out of that situation. No one got me out of it but me. I've been like that my whole life. No one ever really helped me much. No one will ever help me as much as I helped myself that day. Help yourself. You know, then no one else will have to. Anyway. It's you got in the end, only you. In the end, all you've got is you.